Sports philosopher Richard Bobby once postulated, if you're not first, you're last. Well, after the USA men's and women's hockey teams beat Canada, I think we should update the phrase to, if you're not first, you're the 51st. Welcome to the Moonstam Cast. I am Jordan. This is the, oh wow, we can win baseball next. To my, we will win the World Cup. Brian, how are you?
I'm good. That was really good. I like that. I can't wait for baseball, and the World Baseball Classic I can smell it, and I'm so excited.
It's coming down the track. It's almost, I think there are exhibition games between like national teams and MLB teams in the next couple weeks, maybe next week, maybe this week. But I know because I think I looked it up like 2 weeks ago. So I think it's next week it starts, but we're almost there. We have baseball happening now, but not good baseball.
Is it every 2 years?
It's every 3 years, I'm pretty sure.
3 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like kind of the World Cup, but also not. What if we made it follows the AFCON rules. AFCON is the African Federation of Nations soccer. It's a soccer one. And they just kind of make up when they can have their tournament. And same with South America. They just kind of make it up sometimes. It's like, well, we'll do it 2 years from now. What if we did it 3 years from now? Actually, it's next year. So there are no rules. Again, everything's made up and the points don't matter. So you can just make up when your tournaments happen. We should do that more often.
So you brought up the World Cup and you brought up soccer, and I have been doing this thing where I run, like I go on 5K runs, and I hate myself. So to counteract that is I kind of just turn my brain off and just think of the stupidest things to think on. And what sport do you think would become the hardest if they were in a soccer like the clock was running the whole time, and there's a halftime and then it runs continuously the whole time, and then there's stoppage time at the end? I think it's basketball or hockey.
I was going to say football, only because you rely on those stoppages for like tactically, like you think about like, hey, we need to get this play off before the 2 minute warning. And we have to get this play off at this time. And like, hey, we have these timeouts. And we have to like think of this strategically, especially at the end of the game. Imagine if your opponent has the ball at the end of the game and you're like, let's say you're 2 points down. So like it's completely possible that you kick a field goal and come back. And they're just like, oh, we can just like run the ball. We can just like kind of mess with it a little bit. And usually what has to happen is like they have to run the ball twice, not get the first down and throw the ball. And you kind of have to hope for the best over and over again, but your destiny's kind of in your own hands. With the clock, it's like, well, fuck, they're just going to keep going. And the seconds are ticking down. I don't have no 2 minute warning.
Hold on. There's still play clock. They still have a 40-second play clock. Like you can't just we hike the ball once and we just hold it and we kind of just I don't know what it's called, the soccer term where the two defenders kind of just pass it back and forth.
Parking the bus is what it's called. Yeah. No, it's more. I knew that. It's just like, let's say you're going for the same rules apply other than the clock. It's like, well, yeah, they still have to get the first down, but then they can just kind of, you can't call a timeout. If they pass the ball and the ball is dropped, they run out of bounds. Like it's all these other things. So basketball, I think, yes. At the same time, it probably won't be too different. Like it will be different, but it won't be like insanely different. I think same with hockey. I think football, you have to radically change how you view the game.
Well, I mean, hockey's actually not that far off from soccer. It's the closest of them. But so you thought of it logically. You thought like the timing, how at end of game scenarios, I was basing off pure athleticism. And I think skating, I mean, for them, it'd only be 10-minute. You'd get rid of the second period and you'd add 10 minutes on each one. So it's not that big deal. But NBA running around for 24 minutes straight, nonstop basketball. Oh my God. That would be killer, dude.
You'd have worse basketball than you have right now. You'd functionally be unable to like play the game. Cause like,
defense would not be played. Would not be played.
It'd be the All-Star game continuously. And I mean that badly. Like we're just everyone's like, you can score. It's going to be like 150 or 140 each game. And it's only because like, hey, it's, this is game 20. I have a lot more to go. I don't give a shit if we win this game tonight. I have the whole season to go. So yeah, I can only imagine that.
That's a good thing. That's a good point. There's no way that they would play with the same intensity for that long, for that many games, because they'd be exhausted. All right. I just wanted to throw that out there. Just listen, we live in the US of A, baby.
Yeah.
Soccer is low priority on our list, and some of us seem to look down on them and call them field. Is that? That's homophobic. I just put that together. Holy shit. Wow, what actual assholes. But I don't think they realize how athletic you have to be to play soccer. It's sprinting for 45 minutes.
It's not always half. It's not always sprinting, but it's like it's a lot of stop and start and a lot of move. Like, you don't stop. Like, unless you're Messi, who walks like half the game, and I mean that like a compliment. That's a good thing. He means to walk half the game. I'm like, unless you're Messi, who walks half the game, you're gonna get fucked. Like, I remember looking up, it's like a defender, and we run like something like 7 miles a game, and that's like an average game. That's nothing to say about. Oh yeah, this is like this situation.
So what do midfielders do? They're everywhere.
They're also everywhere. It's like defenders have to run back and forth more. Midfielders, you can stick a little bit more. You don't have to go all the way back all the time. Defenders, you have to run back and forth, and they are usually like I won't say the strongest, but they're like the linemen. They're the biggest guys on the field usually. But they also, whenever they stop, they can just kind of stop. So it all evens out in the end. But good question. Good question. I've never thought of that before.
Dumb running ideas, man. I'm telling you.
I listen to like audiobooks when I run. If I have to run, I listen to audiobooks. I don't know. I whenever I'm in the gym, I listen to girly pop. I need the girliest, poppiest, girly poppy songs. I need girly hyper pop. Like, I'm gonna say this. I love Azalea Banks in the gym. Azalea Banks fucking has hits.
I was gonna go Chappell Roan.
No, Chappell Roan's too slow. I'm talking like hyper pop. No, I'm talking like hyper. So hyper pop is like a certain like sound. So it's like Charlie XCX, like the sound, and the Addison Rae is kind of like.
I'm gonna keep on throwing darts until one sticks. Early 2010s Katy Perry.
No, it's too slow. I'm talking about like current Charlie XCX.
I don't.
Okay. I was gonna say Addison Rae, but you obviously, I'm not gonna even try that one with you.
Can I admit something to you?
Yeah.
This is bad. This can't be a clip. This is for podcast listeners only. I thought Addison Rae, just based off the name, was a porn star.
You're not crazy. Not crazy. I don't think that's a crazy thought to have. Okay, a TikTok star. The Romans, I'm going to talk about Rome a little bit later, and there's a reason for it. The Romans believed actors and singers were basically prostitutes. They were on the same level, politically speaking. TikTok stars, I would sometimes argue all actors, but like TikTok stars specifically, kind of close to that. Like that reasoning's there, and I see where they got it.
There's a lot of crossover, isn't there, with TikTok stars and OnlyFans and shit?
Oh yeah, Brian. It's the society's falling apart. That's a whole other conversation for another day, where I can go full scale, like degrading mental.
By the way, we are a podcast that has said publicly that we think stuff is too sexualized.
Yes, and I think,
however, ladies, thank you for weeding out just the worst scum of men by just stealing all their money because you took a couple pictures. I'm sure there's way more work. I'm sure I'm simplifying this shit, but you're weeding out the ones that no one wants, and you're just taking their money. The guys
paying $25 for your butthole are not being able to buy houses, and I think that's a good thing. I think that's a real good thing for society.
It's worse than that, Jordan.
Oh.
These ladies are smart. So I went down a Twitter rabbit hole.
Oh, okay.
There's a class action lawsuit going on against OnlyFans. Certain creators would advertise like, you just pay, the monthly subscription and you get all the stuff, and then when they pay for it, they get nothing really, just like normal stuff that you'd see on Instagram. And then in the pay-per-view, I don't know how that works. They'll. I don't know if they post it and they have to buy it or something, but then that's how they get the actual content that they're looking for. And people are pissed about that, being like, you just like, I wanted to pay $25 to see tits, but now I have to pay $25 to get into the club. And then that's the thing. I saw a strip club analogy where you pay a coverage fee to get into the club. You paid a coverage fee. That doesn't mean you're getting a dance.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good for
weird.
Good for women taking advantage of men that honestly kind of deserve it.
I did not know. This is maybe my aversion to that kind of stuff. Did not know that was a thing you could do. Good for OnlyFans, kind of. Like, listen, if you're gonna, it's like whenever you buy a course online about selling courses or like investing, you deserve to be scammed. Like, you deserve to lose all your money. If you're getting a free OnlyFans or like signing up for a free OnlyFans, not only do you deserve to get scammed, I hope someone steals your social security number.
Well, hold on. Look, man, this makes me seem like I'm a pervert knowing all this stuff, but it's because I need to find this fascinating thread. It was the most opposite humans interacting with each other and arguing. It was incredible. It was like down bad incels, bro, being like, stop giving all these women your fucking money. They're not the whore, you're a whore, and all this stuff. And then like the gooners, did I use that correctly?
Yes, you did. Good job.
I'm trying, man. I'm 30 years old. The gooners,
I'm so young. I can know these things.
You're 29. You got to tell me. The gooners are arguing back like, I don't know. It was like, well, at least we're trying to get laid. And my thought process was, you're buying OnlyFans to get laid. That's not how that works. But okay, yeah. And then like they would. It was just going back and forth about like, well, yeah, just because I pay for it doesn't mean I buy all her stuff. And it was because the incel. I don't know if he was an incel. That's just the two groups we're going with. We're going with incels and gooners.
They are opposites of each other. Well, not really. An incel is a
They're
gooner.
Both lonely.
They are lonely. Yes.
But the incel guy was like, you realize you're paying like $200 to see all this stuff when you could probably Google something similar for free. And the other guy was like, well, I'm supporting women by doing this. What are you doing? And I honestly was like, low-key based. But the incel guy would fire back like, well, just because, and this was the honey trap, and it was beautiful. Okay. The incel guy fired back like, yeah, well, I'm not, your OnlyFans is like, you have to go to you go to the club, you have to pay a couple free, then you have to pay for the dancers. And the guy, the gooner, instantly fired back. He was just like, how do you know that? And it was just a beautiful gotcha. And I was just, oh man,
oh my gosh,
Twitter is such a wonderful place when you realize it's not real life, and half of the people on Twitter are bots and the other half are humans, and that half is split into half, and there's normal members of society that use it as a social media to be informed and just fire out takes, advertise a podcast. And then there's people that think Twitter is real life, and that like they put a Twitter poll out and it was 60% one way. That means all of humanity is 60% one way. These people, oh my god, it's like watching the Jersey Shore, but like text thread. Just watching. I shouldn't say idiots, because they've all made a shit ton of fucking money, more than I'll ever see. But you're watching more wild. That's not a better way to say it. More wild people in their element do stupid things and argue about nothing that matters, and it's just the most entertaining shit ever. The amount of rabbit holes I've gone back down about information that I don't ever will use. I didn't think I'd ever have to use this information.
You're teaching me things, and that's hard to do.
We're 14 minutes in, and we brought up soccer and OnlyFans, and that's about it.
I did have soccer thoughts.
On me.
I was looking something up, and you're good. I was going to look up. You know how there's been what we may call some violence in Mexico this past week, and Puerto Vallarta. Sorry, I don't speak Spanish well. My apologies. But the funny part of what's happening is that's in Jalisco, the state of Jalisco, and Jalisco is the site of I think it's Estadio Akron, which is the host of 4 World Cup games, Brian. And so you have to imagine that someone at FIFA is like, well, this isn't great for us. This is kind of a fucky situation.
Could they have picked a worse time to have the United States / North America host the World Cup? Mexico just took down the leader of one of the cartels and are full on almost civil war.
Yeah.
Canada fucking hates us, and we fucking hate Canada.
I don't.
And also, most of the world hates us way more than we normally get hated.
We don't hate Canada. We don't give a shit about Canada. Canada, like the Quebec separatists, got into power this past week. Quebec might be its own country in a second. I don't give a shit about Canada.
Wait,
and here,
hold on. This is bad, Jordan. Oh,
yeah. Okay.
This is the point where Brian realizes something that he should have realized a long time ago. Which I'll as an example. I went on a double date last weekend, and I was like, "Isn't it crazy that it was if you're an astronaut and you're in space and you took off your glove, obviously you're dead, but the vacuum would kill you. But if you somehow had it perfectly pressurized, where you could take off your glove and it would be your hand." And you took a knife and you cut it, since it's not oxidized, would the blood coming out of it still be blue? And everyone else at the dinner was like, do you think unoxidated blood is blue? I was like, yeah. Is it not? Isn't that why veins are blue? And like in textbooks, they always showed it as unoxidized blood was blue. And they were like, no, it's red. And I was like, oh. So it's just stuff like that happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
And this is one of those moments, because you said separatists. Honestly, the first and really major thing that I've thought about with separatists is Star Wars.
No, you're not crazy for that one. You're not crazy for that one.
No, that's not the crazy part.
Okay.
This is the stupid part. It's not crazy. It's stupid. Are they called separatists because they want to separate from something?
They want to separate. I'm pretty sure they want to separate from the Galactic Republic or whatever it is.
No, I'm saying the term separatist means they want to.
Yes. I imagine the viceroys in Quebec right now. That's the way we're gonna make it through this together. Just imagine.
It literally says separatist.
Yes,
like capitalist. Oh my god.
Brian, listen.
What's it like knowing a 30-year-old child?
Well, listen. This podcast is about a couple of things. One, sports, kind of sometimes.
Been bad these past 4 weeks.
Sometimes music as well. Our takes don't do well. Second is me just ranting about things that no one cares about, but I need an outlet. And 3, it's learning together. And we're learning together today. We're learning also as well that, and I'm going to lead into what I want to talk about, is that the spiritual successor to Rome is not Italy. It is America. And I mean that after this past week, and controversy.
No shit. Haven't you read the second series of Percy Jackson?
No, because I read the first book and said nice, and then I don't remember anything else that happened in my life.
So the first one's all about Greek gods, and they're on the East Coast, and the second series, apparently, on the West Coast, there's the Roman version of all those gods. The end. That's my only reference. That's all I was going for.
And that's what Bohemian Grove is about. What I was going to say is that I knew this already. This is, and there's a reason that I've been thinking about this recently, but hockey controversy aside, Rome, imagine your victorious gladiators win a battle against your great enemy to the north. It actually works even more perfectly there. Great enemy to the north. And what do? You parade them through the capital and show them off to everyone and say, look at my great gladiators. I shall give one a medal. And then on top of that, also, whenever Venezuela happened, we paraded Maduro through the streets. Incredibly Roman thing to do. And this just all made me thinking, like, Italy.
Perp walked them? Is that what it's called? Perp walk?
They have the door in the back. He's kind of perp walked, I think, is like what they did to Luigi Mangione when he had to walk at the helicopter. This was a parade. This is what they did to Vercingetorix. They paraded him through the streets to say, look at this conquered foe. And now we have Venezuela as a vassal state. And even like, kind of. And then like Canada, our great enemy who we have defeated in this great battle, our gladiators have come home. Both the men and the women have come home. And we celebrate them. Our northern enemy is falling apart. Quebecian separatists have gained power. And so it had me thinking, like, this is the most perfect way to enshrine that the spiritual successor, and the good and the bad, I mean, and this is not just one thing. It's not Italy. It is America. And take from that what you will. But giving giving Hellebuck a medal at the State of the Union, which, by the way, did not watch. I don't have time. I have sports to watch. The most Roman possible thing you can do. And during the State of the Union, Trump also just gave out medals left and right. And again, very, very spiritually Roman thing to do. And then, I don't know if you saw, there was a Canadian, you have to have better things to do, like sports.
Poke Rogue. I played Poke Rogue for 3 hours last night.
That's a better use. I mean, that's actually about 2 times the length of the State of the Union speech. A little under that, actually. And that's crazy.
He talked for an hour 30 plus?
Hour 47 minutes. The longest speech in history. But all that to say, if there was ever a time in my life that I was like, wow, this is Rome. And I say this as someone who has watched the Rome series on HBO too many times and to almost a concerning amount of times. My agent at HBO is like, stop. Watch another show, please. And I do. I'm like, yeah, but
dramatization.
No, so I mean, it's so okay. You don't know about Rome on HBO, Ryan? Let me educate you. Rome on HBO is. I'm gonna say it was Game of Thrones before it was Game of Thrones, and I need you to hear me when I say that. And that it was the most expensive TV show of all time. It lasted 2 seasons, and the first season was about Julius Caesar. Caesar's return from Gaul after conquering Gaul. Vercingetorix made a very quick appearance, and I mentioned that because I mentioned him earlier. And like, it's I don't know the names of the actors, but there are many great actors in the show, and it's like a perfect dramatization of Roman history. Fantastic! Does a fantastic job. Now, obviously, there are like inaccuracies here and there, but like the vibrance of Rome, it does a really good job showing Rome, showing its history, showing like Cleopatra makes an appearance. It's just very good. But then they canceled it during season 2, I think before season, at some point before or during season 2, because they're like, hey, this is a lot of money, and it did not have the same returns as a Game of Thrones. By the way, not a Seven Kingdoms. We got to talk about that. That show rocks.
Did you watch it?
I waited to tell you until this very moment. We got to talk about that.
Dude, it's so good. We'll talk about it at the end.
Okay. Back to the hockey real quickly. Hockey.
Hold on. You recommend Rome?
I think it's it's one of my favorite TV shows of all time.
Got it.
I think it's a fantastic TV show. You do have to it does do the thing that I think some people don't like, but I really like, where it's like, you have to know certain things going in. You have to know certain characters going in. You have to know who these historical figures are. And it expects you to know these things.
Like Brutus, Mark Antony.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. And they also skipped over Mark Antony's speech, which still annoys me to this day. Or not Brutus. Mark Antony's speech. But you have to know, but enough, I think, and they'll say the names. You're like, oh, okay, I know Augustus Caesar. It's like, I know these things. Hockey, America stays winning in sports. I know we haven't won hockey since by the way, haven't won since the 1980s. I'm so tired of people thinking that the gold medal game was the Soviet game. I do not like that. It annoys me the fuck out of me every time I see it. They show the highlights. They're like, of the Soviet and the Miracle on Ice. Yes, perfect moment in American history. But that was the semifinal game, and it annoys me every time I see it that they don't show the actual final game. But it was perfect beating Canada because they were getting how sometimes UT and Texas A&M and sometimes Alabama, but not this year. They just get a little too talkative. It's like, okay, let's calm down a second. Canada got a little too talkative during this Olympics after again cheating in curling. And I am just very happy that they got brought back down to earth. Their country's freaking out. Quebec's leaving, maybe. And
our Stanley Cup in so long.
I mean, I hope they never do. And I hope, as a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, by a wheel, who again, Austin Matthews won the gold medal, so good for me. Kel McCarr, I'm sorry to say he did get a silver medal. What to say?
McKinnon too.
Yeah, Nathan McKinnon also. It was McDavid, McCarr, and McKinnon, a front three with maybe the best in the world. I don't care. Listen, for right now, I won, so who gives a fuck? I don't care if the Maple Leafs won or not. Wheel chose this for me, and I'm okay with it. But still,
I've been real bad about watching hockey. I need to jump back into the Avalanche.
They're doing quite well this season. Toronto is not, so we will not be in the playoffs. But yeah, so well, we have time to watch it. Brian, do you know what happens in I don't know if you have thoughts on this, but you know what happens in 2 weeks? About two and a half
championship for college basketball
brackets. It's bracket time, baby. Yeah. Yes, but also there's bracket time. So we're through. So sorry, hockey.
I mean, well, hey, once the playoffs come around, that's where we'll pick it up and we'll all start watching everything because they're nationally televised, so it's easier. Listen, it's if we didn't live in Houston, it would be hard to talk about the Houston Astros.
Yes,
it's fucking hard to watch it.
Or that's any like NHL or MLB team kind of falls into that same category. Where
NBA too. Well, NBA has a lot of primetime games, but they have like, if you want to watch every NBA game, you need something like, I'd say like 30 different streaming services or some shit.
Oh my Jesus Christ! That's
just insane. Get cable, bro. Or steal it online.
Did you
Rest
see
in peace to Stream East?
Shout out! I don't know if I want to make this clip, but shout out M Streams. But there's also a lot of other good streaming services. That said, did you see that MLB?
No, there's not, Jordan. They got them all.
Oh, yeah.
They got all of the streaming websites.
Dana White, you won. Thank you for your service.
Dana White won. Okay,
thank you for your service. The war is over. Give him a medal in Congress now. I was gonna parade him through the streets. What I was gonna say is that did you see MLB TV? You don't have to pay for MLB TV, which is like $150 plus $30 a month for ESPN Plus. Yeah.
Die.
Yeah. Rob Manfred. Whatever the guy said like 2 years ago at the World Series, like, stop ruining the game, you douchebag. I mean, eternal words have never been, like, better words have never been spoken about a man. That's an insane thing to try. He's like, listen.
Wait, $150 total or $150?
No, $150 for MLB TV. One cost.
For a year.
For a year. Plus $30 a month for ESPN Plus.
Oh, plus 30. Okay.
Yeah. So you're playing however much that is. I don't do math.
You're paying over $300.
Yeah. And it's like, it's not that much, but it's kind of be like,
tax. It's
like the principle behind it of, I already bought your service. Why do I have to buy another service? Mm-hmm. So as we get started as we get into the last season of Major League Baseball that happened for a while, it annoys the fuck out of me. So maybe I don't know if I can say this, but Mom Donnie, save us. Make it nationally socialized, please. MLB, we need one channel. It would be really cool if we had a channel dedicated to baseball. What would, hopefully no one would ever buy that.
I think that is part of the reason why football is so popular, is because, sure, Monday Night Football, you need a cable package. Thursday Night Football, you need or an ESPN package. Thursday Night Football, you need an Amazon Prime. By the way, I don't really know that many people that do not have Amazon Prime, which we're not living in a dystopia. Late game capitalism, baby. Not a complaint, really. Yeah, I mean, what? No economic system. This is so fucking off topic. Anyways, back on topic.
So, Brian, what do you think of Karl Marx?
But most of the games on Sundays are accessible through CBS Fox, which is, you got a satellite dish, you got an antenna, you can watch it for free.
Well, and also, like, in Sunday Night Football is usually a pretty good game. Like, the good games will be on TV in some capacity, and you'll be able to watch them because they make a point to put them on.
Oh, yeah. Sunday Night Football's NBC, like, perfect.
Not free TV, but like you have to, like, a cable. Or whatever the NBC, ABC, CBS is.
That's just antenna.
Yeah, antenna.
You have an antenna, you get them.
Yeah. And so it is part of the popularity of football. I hate to say this, Brian. It makes me so sad every time we have to say this. Roger Goodell may be the best commissioner in all of American sports.
I know.
And every time I say it, it makes me angry. But
they all suck. But
they all are horrible. No, again, San Francisco, I have a bone to pick. Roger Goodell didn't get booed at the Super Bowl championship ceremony. I may have gotten booed some, but not enough. And, like, again, was it a great year in football? Yes. Is football thriving? Yes. Is football expanding internationally really well? Yes.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, the worst man you know.
I'm happy for the people that get to go to those games. Yeah. It sucks ass that I have to wake up even earlier on a Sunday to watch football.
Oh, you took it that way. I took it as it means Roger Goodell's doing a good job in his plan. with all that said, the worst person just made a great point. That's Roger Goodell all the time. It really fucking sucks.
It's incredible.
I'm so tired of that. I'm so tired of him being so good at this. I'm getting tired of winning with football. Okay, Brian, last thing on the Olympics, by the way. Alyssa Liu, did she win the Olympics? Yes, she did. She's everyone's queen now.
Was that the skater?
The raccoon headed figure skater? Yes. Yeah.
She's cool.
She's her story's cool. She's cool. Just another win. That's awesome. That was the most important
way to say America on top, baby.
Yeah, I know, and I know Norway's on top. But here's my take on the Olympics: America won hockey. Take that, Canada. America won figure skating. I think a lot of them. I don't know if all of them, but a lot of them. They won other things. I don't know, but the real things that awesome everyone likes, like the swimming and the track of the Winter Olympics. Norway just does this thing with what if we win every single skiing event that you just have to walk around mountains for? And I get that America has a lot of mountains and, mountainous regions. There's very different climates throughout the world. But listen, I'd like to point out that, sure, they did win more medals and more gold medals, and good for them. They live in Norway still. I don't know if it ever is light there. But I just like to point out that
a country that I would absolutely live in if I had to get booted out of the United States, by the way.
I don't. If I get booted out of the United States, I'm pretty sure I'm going to try to find an island and see if I can take over. And
I know an island that just opened up, though there was this weird Fortnite ping on it. It has to get mentioned every single fucking episode, man.
I heard they already have the infrastructure to do things there. Yeah. If you also want to sacrifice children to the Kabbalic overlords, there's a place for you. And that's to say, on Zillow, there's a place for everyone.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I forgot what was I saying, but if Zillow ever wanted to sponsor us, that's fucking out the window now. No one's going to listen to this, but who gives a shit? I don't know what it was. Oh yeah, the Olympic thing. There's going to be a clip. There's a real strong cut here. But America won the sports that matter, or the Winter Olympic sports that matter the most. I would argue maybe hockey matters the most. Everyone else will disagree with me unless you're American. I think there's a certain nation that's going to disagree a lot. And they didn't have many medals, and they cheated at curling too. So
Canada didn't medal once.
No, they didn't win. No, they won medals. They just weren't in the top 10. You'd imagine the country's all snow. They'd be better at this stuff. Give Norway one run for its money and ski walking, but turns out not. So, that's why your national hero is Drake and ours is Alyssa Liu. All right.
I was like, this is a scary thing to start off with.
I don't care. Okay. College basketball. Houston lost 3 games in a row, and I want to kill myself. That's about where it was they were all really good games. Iowa State, I think they were ranked 6. I haven't checked the updated rankings. Ranked 6. Arizona was ranked 4th. UH was ranked 2nd during this stretch, and Kansas was 8th or something. But it was just a lot of just.
Where do you land now?
Listen. This team was never going to win a championship. It just wasn't, and it just was. It was not. It wasn't. It is worse than last year's, but it doesn't have the same defensive drive as last year's, or the Houston teams as well. They're a better scoring team, but they have to shoot prime 2015 Warriors to win a game. And in college basketball, that doesn't happen that often. So who gives a shit? I'm
excited for March Madness.
Dude, March Madness is going to rock. I'm so excited for this. I am so excited for this. We have 3 weeks or so before it starts, 2.5 weeks before brackets. I think as of Sunday will be 2 weeks.
I can't wait to go on my honeymoon, or not my honeymoon, my 1-year anniversary trip, and just sit there and be like, I can't wait for this to be over. So it's almost basketball time, and my wife goes, huh? I go, huh?
Honey, I have to go watch. 18 to 22-year-olds and some 26-year-olds are about to control my life for the next month. So please go away.
I might do the overs thing again. I might take every single over and just keep track of it, just so we can keep. It was one more under hit. It was It was 31-32 under side. So Vegas did a really good job. So we're gonna experiment this year, see if they can keep it up.
That's one of my things. Vegas. One of my hot takes is Vegas really good at their job. I know they have to be good at their job because no one wants to lose money, but they are very good at their job. One more thing about baseball, which is I've been following the Astros spring training kind of through the Real app. This is not an advertisement. This is just that. So I just wanted to come out and say that they were doomed. This year sucks and it's over. We lost 2 games up front. Now, do I know any of the players on the team right now? No, I do not. I know none of their names because it's none of the people I would know of. With that said, we're doomed. It's over. We're going to lose every game. We're going 0-162 the first time ever. My overreaction is, what's the point? Actually, lockout this year. No lockout next year. Lockout this year. So that was my wild overreaction. That's all I wanted to say about baseball was wild overreaction for day one. I think it's like pre-spring training. These are the guys who are like, hey, you're in AAA or AA. Come play in spring. Come to Florida. Come to beautiful sunny Florida right now and play some baseball. And they go, cool. And then they go back to Corpus Christi like, oh my God.
I only have football notes, so
yeah, hit me with some football notes. It's combine week.
I got 2 quick. No, we've got nothing on the combine. That's not really kicking off until a couple more days.
No.
I got 2 quick Texans ones. Nick Caserio. Sorry.
Caserio.
He basically just said any rumors about CJ Stroud is moronic. Yeah.
Even rumors that he's a good quarterback.
Not trading him.
Oh, what? Okay. I said even rumors he's a good quarterback because I haven't seen much of that this past year.
No, just trade rumors. They're committed, and I listen. I said some stuff after the game. Shit happens. All right, shit happens. So let's just wipe it from our memory and move on to this year. The next year. Speaking of next year, there is Aaron Wilson, who was a beat reporter for the Texans, reported that the Texans will have interest in Kenneth Walker, the Super Bowl MVP for the Seahawks running back. First off, I'm cool with it. Second off, what the fuck happened to Mixon? Release the Mixon files. We have to know.
He was also in the Caribbean. He was there for the snorkeling. No, I don't know what happened to Joe Mixon. Who knows what's going to happen? I think the running back question may be the biggest question. This is going to this. Well, there's the bigger question, which is the thumb in the room. But like maybe the biggest question going into the season of like offensively speaking of where do we go from here? And so I want to know what's going to like. How do I say this nicely? I don't think relying on CJ Stroud as the main offensive weapon. I don't know who could we get back this year, by the way, on wide receivers. I feel like for the last 2 years, it's been like,
Nico, I think we have Christian Kirk still. We have the 2 rookies, obviously. I think we get Dell back.
Yeah, I maybe, hopefully, praise be the Lord.
Please be the same.
Please, I worry he's not going to be the same.
Well, I mean, it's been a year and it'll be almost 2 years of rehab and strengthening it up. So I'm hoping it'll be as close to fresh as possible.
Okay. Well, here's to hoping. Listen, I'm going to say this. I don't have a ton of hope in the Texans winning the Super Bowl next year. Now, am I okay being wrong? Of course I'm okay being wrong. I wasn't wrong by Kevin Durant, so this really propped up my ego a lot.
We've been on a tear since all that shit came out.
I know. So maybe really realistically, it was the best option was that Kevin Durant actually be meaner in your DMs.
Fuck do I hitch my wagon to people like Kevin Durant and LMJ? Why do I do that to myself?
Funny enough,
just setting yourself up for failure.
Funny enough, there's a woman I work with, 50s, 60s, older woman, talking about the Astros. I don't know where she goes. Yeah, and I just can't wait to get rid of that Lance McCullers Jr. I'm tired of his contract. And I go, you and me together. So yeah, very funny stuff. And I'm glad that for another year, and again, Lance McCullers Jr. seems like a wonderful man, wonderful guy, very sweet man. For another year, you have to sit there, listen to everyone you know, and you know it as well, but you're right about Lance McCullers Jr. Unless he has a Cy Young winning season.
About his skill. It's about, this is what everyone doesn't get. Why are you still why do you still want to use him? Why do you still support him? The money's gone.
Yeah.
It's a baseball contract. That shit's guaranteed. Unless criminal activity. But anyways, guaranteed. We might as well try and get something out of it.
Okay.
You gotta get something out of it. That's why I actively cheer for him, because I'm like, we gave him the money. He has the money. We have to get something back for this. Stop cheering for him to be injured, because that means his money is doing nothing.
I will always hope for the best, but he has been yet to prove me wrong. And I understand. I fully agree with your point, by the way. Money's gone. It's out of there. There's nothing you can do about it. We can't Jose Abreu this and just say, like, please go away into a field.
No, we have like 3 contracts already like that. Abreu, Montero.
Yeah. We can't do that. At the same time, I want to limit the amount of – it's like, imagine you're the 2008 financial crisis. I want to limit my exposure as much as possible to the housing market, or my exposure on my positions. I like to limit the exposure of Lance McCullers Jr. as much as possible.
Fair enough.
Now, do I think that means don't ever let him pitch? No, but don't let him be a starting pitcher. And I know it's like, well, the money's gone. Why not just? It's like it's not it's a zero cost fallacy. You're kind of going into where like, you pay all this money.
I say we just put him in the games that we know we're fucking lost and just say, you're pitching the rest of the game. This is your type of game. Don't worry about it. This way we don't have to burn any receiver or relievers.
Brian, let's play a game this year called How High Can We Get One Man's ERA? Let's find out. Huh? Now, throughout history, human experimentation has been banned and looked down upon. But I feel like this is one of those medical ethics exceptions. I don't think it'll break his spirit because I don't know if we can at this point. I think it's like he knows kind of what the future holds. And this is like not a joke. I think he just knows like next year you better have a great restaurant at Dyken Park. But I do wonder how high we can get one man's. And like, I think, to be eligible for awards, you have to have as many innings pitched as your team has games or something along those lines. I don't know how reliever stats work, and that's a category. But
okay, this is an article from 2021. Jesus Christ. Astros and Lance McCullers Jr. agreed to contract extension.
Oh yeah, no, if they did that now, they did that now, I would burn the pictures I have of me in third grade dressing up as Jeff Bagwell, because that would be a horrible decision. All that to say, seems like a nice guy. Please don't let him pitch that much, or in the alternative, let him pitch a lot in 14-0 games against the Athletics, and say, hey, give up some more. Why don't you tip your pitches even more, and just see a first triple-digit ERA in history. Do I know if that's possible? No, I do not, but it could be.
Yeah, he has to give up a fuck ton of runs.
Well, I watched him against Philly. And so, entirely possible.
12 runs an inning is what he would have to give up.
I'm not against that. I think that's possible. Let him. I mean, if it's the end of games, you have to be facing the right lineup. You have to go through the lineup like twice per inning. Get some batting practice in for the boys. I don't know, but I'm just saying, let's do some human experimentation on the ERA. Do you have any other notes before we get into the night of the seven kingdoms or whatever? Nope. Okay, so Brian, I found myself at one point going, I don't think they're ever going to leave this town this entire series. And this is I binge watched because of course I did, and then I go, oh my god, they're never going to leave this town the entire season. And it's a smile on my face because now, like, not only have you established the main character of Dunk, who's, by the way, he'd do great on the offensive line in high school. In college, put that man on the offensive line. Sweet guy, wants to protect others, huge, a little dumb sometimes. So that's beautiful, isn't it? And that's not saying offensive linemen are dumb. That's just saying like he kind of just fits the bill. He's maybe not aware of his surroundings sometimes. And that's beautiful. And I'm very upset. I already know what happens with Egg. I love the reveal.
I know.
I love the reveal. I loved it. But I go, oh, he's gonna be mean. And he seems like such a sweet kid right now.
Wait.
What?
Huh?
Egg?
Yeah, what about him?
He's the Mad King.
No, he's not.
Is he not?
He's the grandfather of the Mad King.
Oh, how long ago does this take place? I thought it was 100 years before the events of Game of Thrones.
Where does a tale
that might be
A Night of the Seven Kings?
Yeah, that is it. It's very hard to remember for some reason. I don't know why.
Takes place in 209 AC, roughly 90 years before Game of Thrones, and 78 years after House of the Dragon. So it's in between.
Okay. For some reason, I thought he was the Mad King. I don't know why. I actually think he is the Mad King. I think that's what they're leading up to. Huh?
Sons.
Aegon.
This is not great. And his grant. Wait. Yeah. His grandson Aerys II, the Mad King.
Okay. Oh, he's known as Aegon the Likely, but which is the Iron Throne. Oh, never mind. So he's cool. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, for some reason I thought
I'm going to tell you nothing else because now that you don't know what it is, I spoiled myself on some stuff and I wish I didn't. But
okay.
It was real good.
Okay. I for some reason I thought it was like he was the Mad King. I don't know why. I also don't know how old the Mad King was. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. But with all that said, an amazing show so far. Writing's impeccable. Like they've done a great job building a relationship between Egg and Dunk very organically. It feels very organic. And not only that, they've done a great job of making Dunk interact with the other characters really well. Where I know it's like the problem with House of the Dragon is what like everything was so rushed and they were just trying so hard to force character dynamics. And this done a great job. It's like whoever wrote the show. I don't know who wrote the show. It's like they love Game of Thrones. Whereas the people who wrote House of the Dragon feel like they like the idea of Game of Thrones, but not Game of Thrones itself. Or they like season 7 and 8. So I'm a huge fan now.
A crime against humanity.
Literally a crime against, like D&D lost out on so much because of it. So, yeah.
I need your help.
Okay.
To convince our lovely friend Christian that he watched the first episode and he's like, this isn't for me. And I was like, please just watch it. Just watch it. It's 6 episodes. They're less than 40 minutes an episode. Just watch it. See, episode 5, listen, people are like, oh, it's overhyped. Like it was good, but it's overhyped. Episode 5 was one of the greatest television episodes I've ever seen. Nay. It is one of the greatest 40 minutes of media I've ever consumed.
Really? I don't know if I go that far, but I agree with you. It was a really good episode.
When I say one, I mean that's like top 20, dog.
Okay. I don't even know.
Top 5.
Okay. It did I don't know. I felt Dunk's fear in that moment, and they did a great job establishing listen, he's scared as shit, but he's still going to do it because he's a good guy, and the whole thing, and his backstory was great, and it made sense within the moment. It's not that he is remembering all that, or maybe he is, but the wake up or get up, and it's this is why he is the man he is, and he's a good man, and that's I think Game of Thrones kind of did that with Ned Stark, where there's here's a good person, which I think we need more of in media, where this is just a good person.
Not everything has to be gray. Not everything has to be morally ambiguous.
You don't have to have a good night. Sometimes just a good person rocks. And
or alternatively, sometimes people are just evil for evil. You don't need to give them a sad backstory every single time. You don't need to give them a redemption arc. Sometimes people are just shitty.
Yeah. I was really happy so far with this show. I think everyone is well written. I don't there's no point where I'm oh, this is really dull and boring. Cause I think Game of Thrones towed that line really well, where they'd have slow moments, but it was never boring moments. I think Night of Seven Kingdoms, or Tale of Night of Seven Kingdoms, whatever it's called, does a great job with that.
Counterpoint.
Yeah.
Arya's time in Bravos is just a fucking waste of everyone's time.
Yeah, I don't really understand. They could have done that in 2 episodes.
Yeah,
that was
a season and a half.
It's they never made it interesting. Arya also was the least interesting of the Starks.
That's a take that will get you murdered online.
I
agree with it wholeheartedly.
because Bran was the Raven. There's the small one who got killed. I don't even count him. He's
Rickon?
like, yeah, Rickon. Is it Rickon Stark? Yeah,
Rickon Stark.
Yeah, he's the sixth man. It's like, yeah, he can win sixth man of the year, but he's not gonna. He's the sixth man on a middling team. Like John had a really interesting story. I want to call her Sophie Turner because that's her name in real life, but I can't remember her
Sansa.
Yeah, she had an incredibly interesting also character arc from episode 1 to the final episode, or even just a different person altogether. Bran, obviously very interesting. Arya, it's like her time with the Mountain was fantastic. The Hound, not the Mountain. Sorry,
it's okay.
Time with the Hound. The Hound was.
I'm the worst about this kind of stuff, man. I will latch on to stuff like this and just fucking.
No, you're good. No, I'm bad with. I'm horrible with names. The Time with the Hound was great, but it wasn't because of her. If that makes sense. Like
the dynamic was really good.
The dynamic was really good, but it was watching the Hound grow and seeing who he was as a person. No, obviously she contributed to it, but like I was more interested in the Hound's transformation or how I saw him than how I saw Arya. And that's not anything bad about Arya. That just Arya wasn't. It could have been any little girl. It could have been Sansa, and I think it would have worked.
That's the thing. If you're that replaceable of a character, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
You can't take Robb Stark and put him in Jon's shoes, and you can't put Jon and put him in Robb Stark's shoes. That transfer doesn't work. The fact that you can put Sansa and have basically the same story arc.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, their personalities are different enough to where you'd have to change some things. Like she would need way bigger of a push.
Mm-hmm.
But in her character arc, it didn't hurt. She just had one goal, and I guess that's like part of the character. She was so focused, and then let's just get revenge for her families, with the list of names and stuff. But she never grew from that. You could have kept that and grown it more until the end, where once again the Hound is like, turn around, go home.
Yeah,
you're gonna die here, and she's like, oh wait, no, I don't want to. It's like, boom, great, finally, character development that we have not seen. Okay, it's season 8. We haven't seen her waver from this since season 2.
Yeah.
It's the same character.
Last thing, and then we can go.
No, I got one last thing.
Okay. I was going to say, Sansa and Jon's reunion was more emotional than Arya with anybody. And that's considered because in the first season, it was the whole thing like Arya and Jon are really close. They're good friends. And the fact that Sansa and Jon have this very emotional, like, oh my God, you're alive. Like moment.
And it's just especially because they weren't the closest of siblings.
Sansa actively hated him and was a dick to him. So yeah. Also, I forgot Robb Stark. He's also more interesting, even though he died in the 3rd season. Spoilers. But
no, that season came out like 10 years ago, man.
The Red Wedding came out how many years ago? So okay, last take from you. I want to hear it.
You want to know how I know the show is good?
How?
I hate this is going to sound bad. I hate shows that have big, strong man or big, strong woman and child companion. I think it's a shitty formula. I think the Mandalorian is shit.
Really? I've never watched it, so.
It's bad. I think Grogu is a fucking nothing character. It's literally just a nothing. Oh, we have this character Yoda established. Let's make a baby version of it. Okay, listen. That will get me killed online. That's fine. The Last of Us worked better as a game than a show, in my opinion. Still don't like the fucking snarky kid shit. It annoys me. It's like, God, no kid would act like this. The fact that I like Egg and Dunk together speaks volumes about how well it's written.
Egg is wonderful. Also, the actor who plays Egg, whoever he may be, wonderful. Like, great child actor. Facial expressions, all together. Like, obviously, Dunk has to be a great actor. But, like, when you find a really good child actor, you're like, oh my God, that's a really good child actor. And Egg is.
The scene where he, like, where Egg enters the room where his brother's sleeping and he has the knife and he's taking steps towards him, and then he hears a creak and he looks over and it's his father just staring at him being like, And instead of his father being like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, he just walks over to him, and then Egg just like leans into him. That to me was saying, and I don't know the lore. I haven't read the novellas. I don't know exactly every Targaryen's everything, right? That made me feel like his three kids, the drunk fuck up, the super aggressive, thinks I'm a dragon guy, and then Maester Aemon, who's on the wall. It makes it feel like those are not his failures. He is not a bad father. He is a tired father because he's had to deal with these three, and why he cares so much and is so emotional when it comes to Egg. Like when he's like, this is my last son. That's not something you say if you have three sons that are living.
Yeah, that it's
other sons that are living.
So well written. And it's like,
and Egg just like, wow, my father walked in on me gonna kill my brother out of frustration and anger, and I'm upset because he got uncle killed. He doesn't beat the shit out of me. I get to just lean on him. He's supporting me and he understands. It's so well done.
Again, it reminds me of Game of Thrones in that it doesn't feel like anything's ever wasted. There's no scene in there that I felt has been a waste at any point.
I didn't need to see the Sir whatever of Pennytree's giant dick.
That's true. Well, yeah, it's funny. But like, yeah, even then, it's like it establishes who he is as a character. And like, I don't know, maybe it's wasted, and I maybe I don't see like the 12-inch long, but but like,
I have a question after you're done.
Okay, go ahead. I'm done at this point.
This isn't good. This isn't a good question.
Okay.
There's a horrible thing to end it on.
It's fine. Let's.
We've seen a lot of tits.
Okay.
We've seen the occasional vajayjay. We've seen the occasional cock. Have we ever seen balls?
I don't think so. And you'd think at some point you'd see something like they'd move something up, like they'd. I
don't think I've ever seen balls in any TV show.
I definitely have before. I just don't know where. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I have. That's the thing. Like in my mind, I'm like, there's something in there that's telling you, like, Jordan data file of balls is going like, I've seen some on TV before, but I don't know where, and I'll have to find out. You know what? I'll do homework, figure it out, get back to you next week.
By the way, if you freak out about seeing cock and balls in TV shows, you're outing yourself as a person that's never been in a locker room before. So,
dog, there's so many balls, and also showering with the dudes, like in the communal box shower. You got to take it.
I'm okay with never doing that ever again in my entire life. But when I played football in high school, which old man talked about his glory days in high school. Yeah, I mean, shit. I was disgusting.
Yeah.
I wanted to take a shower as quickly as possible. I will say, if you want to have that feeling, as so the gym I like to go to, it's like a smaller private gym. But I have this work gives me this thing where I can go to like a 24-hour fitness during the week. I'd buy work and work out during lunch. Dude, the amount of old people dicks and balls I see there is just phenomenal. I mean, it's just an onslaught. You walk in there, don't care, man.
Old
people don't give a fuck.
You walk in there and you see like a little bitty nub, and then like the saggiest balls that you've ever seen in your life. Trying to touch the floor. Also, all people, I have a problem with boomers as it is, and we need to get off this thing. If you don't do the thing where you do one set, get on your phone for 5 minutes on the chest press, or not the chest press, the chest fly. I'm trying to do my Dell flies. Get the fuck off there. There's one machine, and you sit on the. I'm seeing.
There's multiple machines. I don't care. Yeah, fine. Yeah. Or if it's free weights, fine. But if there's one machine, it's like, come on, man, fuck off. Get on and go. I also time all my workouts, so like my set is timed and my rest is timed. Mm-hmm. So like I'm kind of fast, but like I'm not so fast where it's like, hey, like if you're doing a machine, here's my hot take. Doing a machine, you get 5 to 7 minutes. Doing like a bench or a squat rack, I'll give you, depending on exercise, 10 to 12 minutes on that. Gotta warm up. You gotta get to your rep weight. You gotta, do your rep weight, because they're bigger compound movements. Wait like 2 to 3 minutes in between. Catch your breath, get your strength back, go again. Try and do it in a minute and a half.
I do all my compound lifts, do 2 to 3 minutes rest. Usually start with 2, then go to 3, depending on how I'm feeling. Then all my like accessory lifts, it's 75 seconds to 60 seconds. And so it's 2 big compound lifts usually, 1 to 2 depending on the day, and then 3 to 4 accessory lifts. And those are usually pretty quick in between. So just the only big compound lifts are the ones I do quick or like longer rest on. That's because I want to give myself a longer time to make sure I have the best compound lift possible. So again, I agree with you though. Smaller, you want to keep your heart rate up. So that's just compound lifts only. Accessory lifts like rear delt fly, 23 seconds or so. It depends on how many, 35 seconds or so. 60 seconds rest, 35 seconds, 60 second rest, 35 seconds, you're out. So it's like 5 minutes, that's the most you need. And that's given time to clean up. So, all right, Brian, that's all I have. You have anything else?
No.
All right, Brian, where can the people find you?
You can find me across all social media at Org Polaris, AURICPOLARIS. Damn it, almost had it. Especially at twitch.tv/Org Polaris. Still going through Halo Reach. I keep on saying this. Gonna dive back into Elden Ring eventually.
Okay.
It's just, fuck those gargoyles. Jordan, where can the people find you?
Jordan Stouts on Twitter, and then find me across all social medias on Moonstamp Sports, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Thank you so much for listening. Please like, share, subscribe, rate whatever you can do on whatever platform you're listening on, and we will see you next time.